farmers will come to see you burn, baby. Okay, and so you think about this, and I go back to some of the early days in our marriage. I picked that song because David had actually been the business manager for Lou Graham of Foreigner. And I remember hearing David talk on the phone one day, and he's going through all these things with Lou and the band, and they're coming up with all these solutions, and he gets off the phone, and he says, well, that's another issue we just cleared up. And I break down in tears. And he looks at me. What? And I said to him, how is it that you're able to always fix the problems of those other people? Now, how many women have done that? Come on, girls, be fair. Raise your hands. And I thought to myself, is that really fair to him? As I am screaming. Okay, why is it that you can't take care of my problems? Okay, what was going on for me at the time was I had been a prisoner, some of you know, of a 40-story office building working in Manhattan, working 60, 70 hours a week for somebody else's wealth. And I was so stressed, and this is the moment that we were talking. And I kept saying, there's got to be a better way. There's just got to be another way to do this. I can't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. How many of you have had that moment? Yeah. It's like the other day, I had a new team member write me a text message. Here she had started with her agile business. She's lost 20 pounds. She's feeling great. Stresses at work. Changes her job. Where does she go? Off to the job. I don't have time to do agile anymore. How many of you have heard that, right? Somewhere in your career with somebody? Well, you figure give them time. I understand that because I've been through that. You know, it's the stress. The wanting to do something different, not knowing how to get out of it. How many of you know what I'm talking about? So I gave her time. I get a text message the other day. I'm so miserable. You know, I hate my job. I hate my life. We're not talking about somebody who's 22 years old, like the guys in the front row here. Okay, we're talking about somebody who we can all pretty much relate to. We've been there. So I said to her, I'll call you this evening, but I want you to do two things. One, I want you to think about how you would like your life to be. And number two, what are you willing to do in order to make that happen? And I said, gotta run. Boom. Now, I figured I'd give her the whole day to think about it because I was there. I've been in that place. Okay? I had this great little mini farm out in New Jersey. And that was my goal. My goal was to be able to get out there and play at the farm. Okay? To be able to spend my time outside of Manhattan. To be able to be with grass and trees and change my life. How many of you would love to change your life? Okay, I want to see hands. Okay, because I was at that place. And I said to myself, what do I have to do to make that happen? Okay, the torture was the Lincoln Tunnel. I still can't go through that Lincoln Tunnel without having tremors. Because going in the Lincoln Tunnel was leaving the farm to go back to 60, 70 hours of work each week. Okay, going back out the Lincoln Tunnel was freedom. Bondage, freedom. Bondage, freedom. Get it? Okay, how many of you have had those moments where you're back and forth, right, Ross? Okay, we know we have, you know, the 9 to 5 for the business, whatever it is, and then somebody comes along and talks about freedom. And you can't sleep at night. Right? I couldn't. I'll tell you guys, it was crazy for me. I'm thinking to myself, all I have to do is make some changes. Okay, but I have to tell you something, it was scary. Obstacles can't stop you. People can't stop you. Most of all, other people, problems can't stop you. What stops you? We do. It's all what's going on in our heads. Okay? Do you think it was easy for me to dance down the middle of this aisle this morning? I can tell you, I was up all night worrying about this. I was listening to George Clooney the other day on the Actors Studio. How many of you ever listened to the Actors Studio? I find it fascinating. And there's George Clooney, up in front of a group of students with James Lipton. And he says, it's very interesting. He says, celebrities are celebrated because they do things that most people would find too embarrassing. That was my moment. Okay, to dance down the center of an aisle in front of all of you was my moment. But you know what? That was my firewalk. How many of you have had a firewalk in your life? Where you've just been willing to do whatever it takes in order to break through. Okay? And I'm telling you that the biggest thing that holds us back is fear. And sometimes those fears get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden, what do? We just stop. Okay? It's easy to retreat back, isn't it, to the 60, 70-hour work week. Okay? And not allow ourselves to live out our dreams. I know that. I was there. I've been there. Okay? It was a fight. It was a lot of mental changes that had to be made. Just like I was telling that friend of mine, the new team member, the other day, and the other evening. I said, you got to break through. So we talked to 5 people, and they said, no. Oh my gosh, the world is coming to an end. And she said the perfect line. Okay? She said, but I don't have anybody left on my list. Now, where do you think she should have been last night? Okay, so I said to her, you need to be at this event. What's the next thing do you think she said? Can't afford it. And I said, really? I said, so Mickey Mouse is going to teach you how to be financially free. And she went, oh. Because she, in an insignificant way, wrote up on her Facebook account that she was taking her grandchildren to Disneyland. Okay, and I thought to myself, what would have been a better experience for her and a place to place her money, investment-wise? Okay, and I'm telling you this, guys, because you're here today to overcome your fear. The biggest issues in my personal life have been change. Making change. Change is more fearful to most people than anything else. Some people would rather have their teeth drilled at the dentist than to go through change. Am I right? Okay, so what do we do in order to change that? Well, we put ourselves in situations. Okay, and one of my fears has to do with breaking the ice to talk to people. Believe it or not. Okay, I'm telling you that that's where I would put David all the time. David, go talk to him. Okay? And he would say, why don't you talk to him? And we're standing there going, why don't you talk to him? You don't want to talk to him. You go talk to him. You know how to talk to him. You know how to schmooze. I don't know how to schmooze. Because that was not my experience. I was working in a staff position in a corporate world. Now all of a sudden I have to go out there and start talking to people. I'm like, I could do Philip Townsend when he does it. And it starts shaking and so forth. It truly was. I mean, my lip would get so dry that I couldn't get it down from my top teeth. Now, some of you may be saying, oh, come on. It's the truth. Okay, I would drive by, okay, somebody's house, think to myself, that person should be on my list. I could stop and see that person, and what happens? I keep on driving home. How many of you have done that? Okay? How about this? You see this really cool-looking guy or gal at an event, on a train, on a plane, standing in line. You overhear a little conversation that they're having, you're thinking, boy, would that person be great in my business. How many of you have had that experience? Okay, what about the time you sat in front of the phone? Okay, I know some of you have done this. You've gone through the list that's on your phone and you're saying to yourself, I should call that person. Well, you know what, their sister's not well right now, they're in the hospital, and then this one has that, and they just changed up. Now, I'll just get them there. And then you go through your whole list and you go, nobody left to call. Because what happens? We overthink them, don't we? And that's silly. I've done that. I've done it so many times, it's unbelievable. And I think to myself, I call that person. Okay, or what about this? This is my favorite one. You're sitting there talking to your friend, okay, having a coffee, and your friend is telling you all about this unbelievable problem they're having, health-wise or financially, and you just sit there and nod. How many have done that? I understand. You look like one of those bobbing heads, right? Okay, well, I have to tell you something. All it takes is 20 seconds of unbelievable courage. How many of you saw the movie We Bought a Zoo?
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking to Sam the other day on the phone, and we were going back and forth on the topic that I was going to talk about today. And he said to me, did you see the zoo? We're going to buy a zoo, or I bought a zoo, we bought a zoo. It's about a guy, it's actually a true story, took place in Britain. Guy actually bought a zoo. And he created this amazing life for himself and for his children. But the way in which he met his wife was he was sitting in a restaurant, or she was sitting in a restaurant. He walked past the restaurant. He saw her there. He was so taken by her and her beauty that it chose him stopping. Should I walk back inside? Should I say hello? Should I introduce myself? And he forces himself to go inside, walk up to her, and introduce himself. What an analogy to our business. Am I right? Now, go back to these 4 different examples. Because since that day, and I didn't tell this to Sam, that struck me so much that I, every single day, now think of 20 seconds. It only takes 20 seconds. It only takes 20 seconds. It only takes 20 seconds. Every day I do something that I go, wow, out of. That's why when I dance down here and I say I want to rock, I love rock and roll because after I do the 20 seconds, I do the I love rock and roll dance. Okay, now some of you from football probably do other dances, right? But I get up and I do the rock and roll dance afterwards, and I come downstairs and I go, rock, I want to rock! And David is hysterical laughing because he knows something happened. Okay, and this is what I do to build myself up, right? I play that song that you heard me walk down here to get myself going for the day. How many of you do that? To get yourself going for the day. If you don't, you are missing something amazing. Okay, I have a little player in my bathroom. David hears the music go on, he knows she's getting ready. Okay, the music gets fired up. Okay, and I'm dancing around in my bathroom, getting myself dressed, getting myself together, fixing the hair, all right? And then I go and start my day. After I've worked out, had my shake, all the good things that we should be doing. How is it different now? The difference is, I did think of someone whose house I passed by. Okay, the difference is, I picked up the phone. I called them on the phone. I had this incredible conversation. Wonderful neighbors of ours, good friends. The 2 young boys, or 3 young boys, are the go-to boys that we have. We need something done around the house that we can't do it. Our kids are grown up. We call up. We go, Mark, all right, honey, could you come over and help us? Father runs his own business. He's out picking up something at Office Depot, and he starts to feel chest pains. Now, the independent guy that he gets back in the car, he drives himself to the hospital, and he has blood clots. He's in the hospital for several days. I walked in there with David, and I saw the way the whole family was just gutted. Okay, this is not an elderly gentleman. This is a guy in his 40s. Okay, runs his own consulting business. Family was gutted. Okay, David and I, friends, stayed friends, been friends for a while, waited till things were up and running again, I picked up the phone and I called him. And I said to him, Don, last time I saw you, you were in the hospital. I think I've got something we need to talk about. I really want you to come over here on Saturday. I have a group coming over, and I want you to hear about these amazing products, the amazing opportunity. You know David and I, and we really think this is something special for you. So he comes over. I'm thinking to myself, I can't believe I just did this. I know you're thinking, oh, she does this all the time. No, she doesn't. It was too personal. Okay, what are we all afraid of? Rejection, right? What if my really good friend rejects me? Loser. Came over that day, watched the whole thing, and he said to me, it sounds great. I really would like to get involved with the products and have my wife take a look at it. She was tied up with the kids. Now, that's not really the truth. She was laying on the sofa because she's too tired to get up to take care of the kids. No energy, not feeling well, digestive system problems, all of that. Okay, I spoke to her on the phone, talked to her about the Fit Challenge. She said, I need something. It's ridiculous. I'm putting weight on, I feel lousy, I don't have any energy. I am going to talk, I believe everything you're telling me, I want to get started. 20 pounds later, 2 pants sizes smaller, now doing bike rides, up and energized with her kids, 3 teenage boys. Okay, the husband is also using the products. Everything changed because of that one conversation. Think about it, guys. One conversation. Every day she calls me, okay, to thank me. I cannot believe how much better I feel. My digestive system's better. My clothes look better. I feel better. I have more energy. I'm excited. I feel like I have my life back again. Second conversation. Now, this is a doozy. Okay, we're on a train going into New York. Now, you have to see David and Ann on a train. Here's David reading a book on, what is it called? Kindle, yes. Okay, Kindle. You can tell I don't have it. Kindle, okay? Ann is sitting there reading magazine, right? We are like in fog land, okay? I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I hear this guy next door and he's saying something about empowerment. Okay, like my head literally went like this. Okay, and I'm looking at him upside down and whatever and so forth, and I hear him say empowerment. Then I hear he's speaking Spanish. Woo! Okay, the antennas go up like this, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, how are you going to break the ice? How are you going to break the ice? How are you going to do this? So now we're in the train comes to the end, okay, we go to get off, it's the last stop, it's in New York City, can't go any further, he's getting up, he's got his bag, he's on his way out. I actually got up, walked over, put my arm around him and said, you're talking about empowerment? My husband's standing behind me going, what is she doing? She's picking up people. I'm keeping her away from Philip Townsend. Okay, he's turned her into a lunatic. Okay, I walk over to him and I said to him, so you're talking about empowerment. We're going up the tracks together, David's watching this. We come up to the top of the stage there and so forth, and I've got my arm around him the whole time. My husband's standing there going, I don't believe this. I just walked over and I said, okay, I said, what do you do? And so forth. We start to exchange cards, we exchange information, you know, and so forth. He said, that sounds great. I said, I do promotion, I do PR, I do all this kind of stuff. Great, we start exchanging cards. Now, whether everything comes of that, like Sarah said last night, I made a new friend. I met his partner, we developed a great relationship, and we continue to build this relationship. Now, that was my 20 seconds of incredibly brave courage. Okay, want to hear another story?
Yeah.
Okay. Third story. Stop overthinking. Okay, just pick up the freaking phone. Call somebody that you thought of. Okay, so I did. Person said, hey, how you doing? I said, great, it was great to see you at our 40th high school reunion. Okay, I know you're doing calculations here. You're all going, 57, 58. Yes, I am. And I'm proud of it. And one. Okay, talking to Randy, and he said something about we're the older generation. Okay, so pick up the phone, start talking to a friend of mine that I reconnected with after 40-some years. I haven't been around. I decided to get involved in a 40th high school reunion. I decided to become the person that's organizing the whole contact base of 1,100 people. You think that was a smart idea? Raise your hand. Nobody wants to do that. I do. They went, you're kidding. I said, no, we would love to do it. Really? Yes. Okay, I organized a team of 6 people. We had so much fun. Okay, looking to find these 1,100 people. You know what the sad part is? When you make the list of memorial, that's the sad part. You find out that one of your best friends in high school is no longer around. It's not good. The point is, we made friends. The point is that one of the girls on the committee, okay, I mean, they're all pissed off because I walked in, you know, and I had 23 pounds off, so I was hot. I walked in there. My goal was convention last year to be able to wear my suits. Okay, thank you, Zaleckis and Philip, and where is Shine? Okay, you guys rock. Because I went to an event when Randy invited us to an NSA event last year. I was there with Sarah. Embarrassed to tell you, went to the back clothes in the back of the closet. And I said, this is stupid. Okay, that was in July, Randy? Okay, came back, August, started working on the Fit Challenge. Okay, came to the convention, was 20 pounds down. Because I had a 40th high school reunion coming up. Okay, and I was speaking at the mastermind event, and I was going to Italy. I had a lot of stuff coming up. Okay, and I decided, that's it, this is ridiculous. How many of you make decisions like that? Yeah. Boom! Okay, and because you make decisions like that, boom, guess what? Other people make decisions like that with you, don't they? So my girlfriend that was on this committee with me sees me, physically sees me then. I mean, we just started to hang out on the phone a lot with the other people. She goes, girl, you're looking hot. What did you do? I said, Fit Challenge. She said, really? I said, yes. She got on the Fit Challenge. Okay, she lost 20 pounds. I said, post it up on our Facebook reunion page. That pisses off other people. Okay, and another one joins us. Okay, and she's already lost 13.5 pounds. So then another one joins us. Okay, she's already lost, let's see, by now 10 pounds. Okay, we're starting a revolution there in that group of healthy, vibrant people. And it all came from not overthinking a phone call or sitting with a friend and really starting to share with them. I mean, you know, I'm sitting there going, do I tell her? Do I tell her? Do I tell her? We're sitting there, she's pouring her guts out, she's telling me about all of her health problems. Well, one of them didn't even tell me about all the blood pressure, okay, triglycerides. What happens? She goes to the doctor after she's lost some pounds, you know, I think 13 pounds the first couple of weeks. Goes to the doctor says, whatever you're doing, it's great. Your blood pressure is down, your triglycerides are down, cholesterol is down. What do you think how do you think I felt about that? What if I never said anything to her? 20 seconds of unbelievable courage. Okay, every single day. Because I'll tell you what, you're going to jump over the fear if you do that, aren't you? It's going to be no more fear, Superwoman, on every one of your chests when you decide that it's not about you, it's about them. Okay, we got to get outside of ourselves. Do you agree with me? Yeah. Okay, we got to realize that we're holding back from this amazing opportunity to share this with other people. Okay, we're saving lives, guys. I know it sounds corny, but it's the truth. We are saving lives. And you're going to be tested. You know, my feeling is, you've heard me talk about purpose, passion, and posture. And every morning, I'm thinking about my purpose. And my purpose hooks right into Jeff's purpose. Okay, because my purpose is taken care of when I'm working towards the purpose of what we have here with Agile. And what is that? 1 million consumers. 1 million consumers. Now all together. 1 million consumers. Okay, that's the stage. Now, do you think that when Jeff walked out at that convention last year, how many of you were there? And poured his heart, I mean, seriously, poured his heart into that talk. How many of you were just spellbound by what he said? How many of you visualized the Energy Solutions Stadium filled with thousands of crazy, excited, agile team members? How many of you imagined yourself rank advancing and walking into that auditorium like a rock star? This is your chance. You can be Tom Cruise. Okay, you can walk down that center aisle like a rock star at this convention. This is your chance. Don't blow it. We need rank advancement starting today. Because when you rank advance, guess what happens? You're leading the charge. And you're leading the charge. And you're leading the charge. And you're leading the charge. Do you get that? People want to be around people that know where they're going, that have an energy, that make decisions, that have purpose. And out of that purpose comes passion. Okay, every morning, purpose, passion, posture. Purpose, passion, posture. 20 seconds. Unbelievable courage. I want to rock. All these things. Okay, that's your mantra list to make a change for that day. Every day you can start all over again. Every day you can light your passion. Every day you can turn yourself on fire and allow other people to see you burn. Okay, every day. Just like I have done with that group of people. I think we lost the power there. Every day. Okay, we have a chance, thank you. Like I did. This is one of my favorite pictures. Okay, that's me dancing with all the people from my 40th reunion. Okay? Now, who looks craziest? Who do you think had more fun? Who do you think is standing there going, oh, man, you don't even know what I have for you yet. I was telling that to Jeff the other day. I said, you know, one by one, so one writes on the board, the next one writes on the Facebook our fan page, the next one writes on the fan page, the next one writes on the fan page, the next one writes on the fan page, and what happens then? We have a momentum going, don't we? Okay, and you know what my courage took? My 20 seconds of courage? The girl lost 13.5 pounds in less than 2 weeks. Would you write something up on the fan page and tell them how excited you are to be working with me? And she went, sure. She posted that up, guess what? 2 more people made contact with me. and another person, and another person, and another person. Okay, guys, it's 20 seconds. Purpose, passion, and posture. Okay, I'm a Leo, so I get this. Okay? I mean, Leo, that little kitten looks in that mirror every morning and goes, roars. Okay, I roar. Because the more you roar, everybody else is going to turn around and see what's going on, aren't they? You cannot be a wallflower in this business. Give it up. Give it up. Okay? Insanity is what's going to create attention. I'm not talking about being nuts looking. I'm talking about stepping into your leadership. Because when you step into leadership, people are going to look at you and say, I want to be with that person. They're going somewhere. They're doing something. They're making something happen. I hate when I talk to somebody on the phone. I say, what do you know, how are you feeling? You're talking to whatever. Oh, I don't know. I have to talk to my husband. I hate that. Okay, my tongue will fall off before I say that. We've been married 29, we'll be married 29 years on Tuesday. My posture comes from, and I will say it in front of all of you, from a loving relationship. And it's not always been easy. It's 29 years of working it out together. He's a saint. I am not. But we have a fabulous partnership. Okay? I wish that for all of you. I really do. You know, we never have a bad day on the same day. We made that deal. Okay, I go, today's my day. Today's my day. You cannot have this day. And I take the day, and I can do a lot with that day. Believe me. Okay? He's a saint. But I look in the mirror and I say, I'm the CEO of my own company. How many of you can say that with me? Okay, 1, 2, 3. I am the CEO of my own company. I am responsible. I am responsible. Who's responsible? I am. Who? I am. Okay. Now, that's the posture that I have. Okay? I'm walking. Somebody says to me, so what do? I'm the CEO of my own company. They go, really? Wow, what kind of company? I have a global business. Really? Nutritional business. We're operating in 60 countries. Wow. You know, and I'm able to operate from my home. I used to be a corporate slave. What about you? What do you do? Oh, does that piss off? Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Boy, does that piss off a lot of people. You know, and then they see me dressed comfortably with my little puppy, and we're holding hands. That pisses off the other part of the world. Choice. It's about choice. It's about your posture. And one of those things, it may be that some of you need to reinvent yourself. Okay, for those of you that don't remember this picture, this is one of my glorious moments. Okay, walking off the stage back in 2008 in February from an event just like this. David and I had a fantastic opportunity. Randy introduced us, brought us up on stage, we spoke. Yay, yay, yay. David can't lift his arm more than this, as you can see. And we come off stage, somebody, I think it was probably you, my dear friend, Earl, took this picture and said, oh, I sent you this picture. Boom, and I went, oh my God. Okay? That was what we looked like. I thought, we cannot look like this anymore. We have make a change. Okay, and so we decided to make a change. Guess what? You have more vitality, you feel better about yourself, healthier, more energy. Okay, you've got to reinvent yourselves. Sometimes it's about just reinventing and everybody goes, wow, what's going on? What's different? You look great. Right? How many of you have done that over the last 6 months with the Fit Challenge? How do you feel?
Great.
How does you feel?
Great.
It's amazing, the changes that occur. Okay? And that's because of made a decision, locked arms together, followed a program, started to tell other people. They started to see a change in their lives. The Fit Challenge has changed everything. We have a magical opportunity here to go out into the world and to help people, not only health-wise, but financially. Okay, and I'm going to ask all of you to lock arms with me, with David, with Randy, with the Zaleckis, with Shai, with the Townsends, with Sam, with Jeff, with Jeremiah, okay? Lock arms with us, and let's begin a revolution. Are you with me?